batil, and show us that which is in error, as it is in error. And give us as provision that which is disassociation from that which is batil. وَجَعَلْنَا مِمَّنْ يَسْتَمِعُونَ الْقَوْلَ. Make us of those who listen intently to those words, or right words which are said. وَيَتَّبِعُونَ أَحْسَنَهُ. And those people who follow the most right and good which is found in those words. وَدَخِلْنَا بِرَحْمَتِكَ فِي عِبَادِكَ الصَّالِحِينَ. And by your mercy cause us to be those who enter into and be amongst those of your servants who are righteous, those who are rightly placed, those people who are salihun, who are well-rounded, who are balanced. وَأَخْرِجْنَا مِنَ الظُّلُمَاتِ جَهْلَ وَوَهْمٍ. And take us, O Allah, from the darkness of ignorance and of delusion and illusion, إِلَىٰ أَنْوَارِ الْمَعْرِفَةِ وَعِلْمٍ, to the places of light, the light of true knowing and knowledge. وَمِنْ وُحُولِ شَهَوَاتِ إِلَى جَنَاتِ قُرْبَاتِ. And take us, O Allah, from the quagmire of base passion, shahawat, to gardens of nearness to you. Ameen. Nice way to begin a talk. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I just saw that written as a dua, and I wrote that down. So I wrote it down before I came here. I said, I'm going to say that because, well, you know, that could just be the talk right there. That's it. You know, if you just sit here and reflect on these words, then there's great good in it. This deen, this life transaction that we are all engaged with, is a wondrous thing. To exist is a wondrous thing. We have the opportunity to have relationship with Allah, al-wajib al-wujud, al-baqi, the one who is. There is nothing like that. There is nothing for us to consider beyond that. Everything is because He is, and this is just something, seriously, if you just give it thought, and you step out of your square of your life, of how you just see religion, and step out of that, and just realize that you are only here because God is, Allah is, and Muslims are about people who have always been, Muslims in the sense of people who have been exposed to divine revelation. So these are people who existed before the Qur'an revelation, and people who exist after the Qur'an revelation. These are people who have been exposed to an invitation, a da'wah of Allah Azza wa Jal, to have their feet firmly planted in the reality of haqq, as haqq is. Because one of the names of Allah is al-haqq. It also means that He is thabit, that He is real, that He truly is. And so everything about Him is batil in some sense, in the sense of its independence upon Him Azza wa Jal. And just to realize that, and how that profoundly be a part of your thought processing, of everything how you see the world, would transform you. It would absolutely transform you. There's no way you could realize this and not be transformed. But, as the church says, Ma'al-asaf, it's not the way it is for most of us. And so we live in our Islam of religion. We compartmentalize it. And Allah is a thought oftentimes in the prayer of distress or in expectation of good, and we make a dua, or saying MashaAllah when we see something pleasant, or Alhamdulillah when we see something nice. But we're not really thinking of this Allah Azza wa Jal, that which that word Allah indicates. And it's, just for me to think about it, to think this way, it just stops me. But I don't know how you are as people, so this is how I am. I don't know how you are. I sit in my room and this overwhelms me in amazement and wonderment and curiosity. If someone asked me, people ask me like, well, when you first read the Quran in English, what was it that impressed you to become Muslim? And I always say, nothing impressed me about the Quran. And I had brothers say, Astaghfirullah, hasha, you say something like that. It didn't impress me. I approached it as a sacred book. It didn't say anything to me which was like, absolutely like, overwhelmingly, I never thought of that. It just laid out a clear choice. God is, you were created, now make your choice, Mr. Edwards. Make your choice. Because you return back to Him, whether you like it or not. Rajun, Yurjun, they're coming back, they're being brought back. It makes no difference. So it laid out before me a choice. And the choice was, I either choose this deity that is, Allah Azza wa Jalla is, or I just choose this. And this is nothing. This is nothing. It's wood, it's plastic, it's flesh and bone, it's stray thoughts, it's delusion, it's momentary moments of pleasure. That's what it is. And this is not the God of Muhammad. He is other. And we should be excited about that. Last week, there was a brother, he was an American who was sitting back here, he was sitting here, he was a non-Muslim. And there were maybe some people felt like, what's this Kafir, non-Muslim, najis person doing in the masjid? Good question. He's a man who comes around here, oftentimes, and he wanted to sit and see what was being said. And so he sat. He was wearing shorts, and talk about that. I had a girl came after that. There was a girl here. She was doing a report. Brother Razi, she contacted Brother Razi here, and he sent her to me, and she was doing a report on Masjid al-Aqsa and the situation in Palestine. And she was interviewing a rabbi and a minister, and she wanted to interview a Muslim, and so she ended up interviewing me as a person of authority or whatever. And she came in a mini-skirt, man, and she was like this. This girl, 16 years old, dressed like that, going to the mosque. Obviously, she wasn't reading Google, what to wear everything in the mosque, right? She wasn't. So, obviously, I didn't bring her to the masjid in front of anyone. I was very kind and polite. She was with her mother, and I greeted them because I saw when she was walking. I said, "Oops, you gotta be careful. When someone will freak out, the masjid and stuff." So, I said, let's go to my office. We sat in my office. I think her mother said, "Well, if you guys want me to be alone, I'll sit outside." I said, "No, this is not appropriate." I said, "You sit here." So I talked, for 30 minutes about the history of Palestine from the Zionist movement, and the mother was just going like this the whole time. Everything I said, she was going like that. And she said, "Oh, we Americans are so brainwashed." This is the mother saying this, and the girl was like, "Why?" She was just recording it. Well, I didn't act that way. What if I said, you can't come to our place, this is a religious place, man. Look how you're dressed. You're dressed like a hooker. Little 16-year-old girl. Get out of here. What do you think she would have thought? You're just throwing her away. We just cast her aside. Because if we see that person as the najis kafir, the filthy kafir, who's disposable, then you have to look at me as being disposable. Because I was once the najis kafir, right? Was. So if someone had did it to me, I would have been disposable, like that. Like when you pick your nose, you flip it off, like that. Now, first time Muslims think about non-Muslims, they're like that. They're like things from their nose, they flip off. I'd never do that. And so obviously, I wouldn't never come to the mosque, not because I'm worried about some brother, because I understand the fact that this is maybe in the sacred space, we want to have our aura covered. And though maybe certain ahkam don't apply to her as a non-Muslim, I will nevertheless respect the space. But I want to give you a story. This is a well-known story from the Sirah of a man, it's Thamamat ibn Uthal, who was the chieftain of the Yamama of the Banu Hanifa, one of the tribes of Arabia. But we know his story. You know that he was a chieftain, a man of power. And it was during that period when the Muslims were having conflict, and he was inciting conflict against, against the Prophet ﷺ, and he happened to become captured. And he was one of these leaders whom the Prophet ﷺ had given permission because of his excessive negative attitude and creating conflict with the Muslims, that his blood was permissible to be killed, to be taken. He just happened to be making an Umrah. And because he was in Jahiliyyah, but the non-Arabs, the non-Muslim Arabs, they did Umrah, they did Hajj. And so he was on his way to make Umrah, and some of the Muslims who were outside the Medina, who were doing these patrols, they captured him. And they brought him to Masjid Nabawi. They brought him into Masjid Nabawi and chained him up to one of the pillars in the masjid. Astaghfirullah, not just mushrik. In the Masjid Nabawi. They must know, these companions must not know their fiqh very well. How could they let a najis mushrik in the masjid? Astaghfirullah. I don't know. Who are these companions? I don't know. Hanging around the Prophet Muhammad. Here they let him hide him up. And the Prophet didn't walk in the masjid. He didn't say like, oh my goodness, wallahi, what is this najis kafir mushrik doing in this place? Get out! He didn't say that. He said, you know who you caught? This is so-and-so, so-and-so. This is who you caught. And he didn't say, unfetter him, he's najis and filthy, get him out of the masjid. He left him there, tied in the masjid, this najis mushrik. My goodness, Ya Rasulullah, how could you not come in? Ya Rasulullah, we're Muslims and mosques are pure places. How could you, Ya Rasulullah, let this man be like that in your masjid? We act as if we're better than the prophets I saw in knowing these ahkam. Because we're religious. We are religious people. And religious people are often the most blind people in the world. And the biggest bigots in the world are often religious people. But if you're a godly person on Quran and Sunnah, you're not a bigot and you're not blind. There's a difference there, you see? You can be religious and proper and think this is how it should be. And you could be an enemy within Islam against everything towards Muslims and towards non-Muslims. Because you think you're on haqq. But oftentimes our haqq that we have is a snippet wrapped up in layers of jahl. And so the Prophet ﷺ had this man in his masjid chained. And he would ask him every day, he came to him, well, what's your affair? What's up? And the man said, well, Ya Muhammad, if you want to, you can kill me if you want. If you want, I can pay lots of money to ransom myself. And the Prophet left him, sitting there in the masjid. But he told his family, this is what he said to his family. That's all he did. So he says to his family, let me see. اجمعوا ما كان عندكم من طعام وابعثوه به إلى ثمامة ابن أثال. Take what you can. He's telling his family, his house, not on his companion. He goes to his family, to the mushrik man, chained in the masjid, the sacred, pure place. He says what? He doesn't say, go kill them. He says, get what you can of food and send it to Thamama ibn Uthal. And he actually had from his own camel. He milked and gave him milk from his own camel. Who would not want to drink the milk of his camel? And that mushrik with his najis put his blessed, he became blessed with the Sahaba, right? At that time, blesses his najis lips on a cup that maybe the Prophet himself drank from his own household. Astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah. Couldn't have that. See? Couldn't have that. And so, that's how it was for 2 days. And after 2 days, he tells the companions, free him. Free him. And they go and they unchain him. And then he sets off. And he's with the Prophet and he comes back and he goes outside towards the Baqi away. And then he comes back to the masjid. He goes to a place where there are trees in the Baqi and he waters his camel. He takes a full bath, washes himself, puts on nice clothes, and then he goes back to the Masjid Nabawi. And he stands there at the door and he says, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammad Rasulullah. Wow, how'd that happen? How'd that happen? Well, it wouldn't be our policies today. We would have kicked him out. Kick him out. Because he saw beauty. He must have seen beauty. He wanted to kill the Prophet. His intent was to kill the Prophet. He was like Omar. He saw beauty eventually. He saw kindness. What can you imagine what it must have been like being chained in Masjid Nabawi and watching them pray and watching them sit in brotherhood, watching ex-slaves with their ex-masters as brothers, seeing something different? Wow. Just 2 days it took him from wanting to kill the Prophet ﷺ, and the only reason he did his shahada, he said, was because he didn't want people to think he did it because he was in chains. They would misunderstand him. They would misunderstand him. Oh, well, you're a captive of Muhammad ﷺ. That's why you became Muslim, to save your skin. No. It wasn't why. He was smart. He was smart. And now the Prophet did, he sent him off to do his Umrah. He sent him off to do his Umrah. He was off. Imagine that you're off, you're a mushrik going to do your pagan Umrah, and you get caught by Muslims. You get 2 days free housing in Masjid Nabawi with the best of creation, from his camel, from his family feeding you, from the best of houses, from the most halal food in the world. And then you accept it, and then that man you want to kill, he sends you off to do what? To make an Umrah, and he taught him the Talbiyah, and he was the first Muslim to make Talbiyah. Labayk, Allahumma labayk. Wow. Imagine how we are different. So a man sits in our masjid, a non-Muslim comes in our masjid. Sure, he's wearing shorts. What about that Bedouin who came in and he urinated in the Masjid Nabawi? And all the companions, they're standing up. Oh, he's peeing in the mosque. Oh my goodness. And let him pee. And then we'll just take some water and we'll pour on it and it'll be clean. That was the Prophet's wisdom. Let the man pee. It's just dirt. And it can be clean with pure water. SubhanAllah. Someone did that in our masjid today. You saw someone wearing shoes in the mosque, you'd freak out. You'd freak out. Freak out. And that's not, oh, there's been justice on the shoes. Well, it probably came from our toilet. It probably is, I agree. People keep missing the mark in that toilet. I have to go in there walking around wiping out those toilets. And I'm sorry, I may be the imam of this mosque, but I don't think I'm the janitor either. But if you want me to be, I'll be the janitor. I don't have a problem with that. But I'd rather have Muslim men who are adults to squat, can urinate, and not miss the mark. By the way. And another thing about this area, this water area over there. Okay, so we have like a small congregation. This is not like 2,000 people every Friday, right? And this place isn't like people packed making wudu. So please don't make wudu in the sink. That's why we have all the wudu spaces. That's why there's a little barrier there now put up, like a little black marble barrier that keeps the splashback. Just make wudu there. If you go to the toilet, and you've done your business in the toilet, you need to wash your hands off. You go to the sink, wash your hands off. Don't immediately wait around. Make istibra. Make sure that urine is out. Make sure that urine is out. But it is haram to not have yaqeen about whether there's any more urine leaving your body before you make wudu, by the way. So you need to make sure that you have istibra, that there's no urine coming out. And I know many people who don't do that, especially young people. They just take a whiz and they go make wudu, and they're probably not even in a state to make wudu yet, because they're not thinking. So you walk around a little bit and cough a little bit. Check yourself, like I do. So when you see me in the bathroom, what do? I come out of the bathroom, I walk around a little bit, I go back to the toilet, I check again, no more urine, I walk around a little bit more, I go back. And it's not because I'm like Mr. Fastidious or I've got some kind of compulsion. I have to have certitude to make wudu. It's simple. But you go in there and you stand and you come out and you wash your hands there and you put your feet in the sink. That's what we have in wudu spaces, so please use it. Please use it. It's simple. Etiquettes. 150. So then, Sumama says, Ya Muhammad, wallahi ma kana ala dhahr al-ard wajhun أَبْغَضَ إِلَيَّ مِنْ وَجْهِكَ. He said, this is what he said to the Prophet after this experience. He said, Yo Muhammad, by Allah, there is no one on the face of the earth whose face is more hated to me than your face. There is no one's face who is more hated to me than your face. وَقَدْ أَصْبَحَ وَجْهُكَ أَحَبَّ وُجُوهِ كُلِّهَا إِلَيَّ. But now your face is the most beloved of all faces to me. So, when that non-Muslim comes in here, yeah, they have, we can take, when you come in, yes, please, could you maybe put this on? We can offer things like that. But we'll never, ever, ever close the door. Never. Now, as for the hukam, what about this then? يعني يا الذين آمنوا إنما مشركين نجس فلا يقربوا مسجد الحرام. So Allah, oh, you believe, indeed the mushrikun are najis, do not let them come near to the sacred precinct. Imam Shafi'i's position is this. I got it written down here. This verse only deals with Masjid Haram. That only. Not Aqsa, not Masjid Nabawi, only that Masjid. Imam Ahmad Hanbal, it means Mecca. This verse is about the sanctuary, the Haram of Mecca. Its boundaries. Imam Malik said, it's all mosques in the world. That's his position. And Abu Hanifa said, it means Hajj and Umrah only. And I was reading this, so I was reading, Imam Suhaib Webb, he studied Malik ibn Azhar, he's another convert, well known. He actually, and he's Maliki, he said the best position is that of Abu Hanifa, it has the strongest evidence. Well, there are other evidences, especially things from Sayyidina Ali, at this event that seem to support the fact that it means Umrah only and Hajj, this verse. But these are ijtihad, by the way. Maybe Imam Malik is right, maybe Imam Shafi'i is right, maybe someone else is right, Allahu A'lam. But since we have these options of sound scholarship, we prefer something else. As the Prophet said, Ratsul Aql Ba'da Imam Billah Mudawaratun Nas. The Prophet said, the head of being an intelligent, wise person, that which is its pinnacle, after faith in God, is kindness and good character and compassion and this attitude of goodness towards people. This is after faith. That's how we have to be. Because the last thing we want to do in America is push people from Islam. We get enough of that already, trust me. It's not like people are rushing to the mosque doors to embrace Islam. So when you get one, Islam isn't your personal property, by the way. It is Allah's gift. And not one of us in this room right now has the right to be withholding of Allah's gift. Not one of us in this room. And I'd be the last person because I chose the gift purposely. So I would also know that it's a valuable thing that we want to encourage. Anyway, that's my talk for that week today. Hope it wasn't overburdening for you. Now some business stuff.